Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Vampyr. I'm your host, BringItDon. And here we are at Pembroke Hospital. Let's just check this door real quick.
I cannot enter.
So what's going on here? Can I talk to these people?
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now.
I can't go up there. Alright.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that now! It's my turn!
What's going on over here?
Rotten all perceive. Each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river. Dry it all.
So...
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite!
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Be more polite.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Yeah. So he's not... First either mesmerized them to leave them out of sight from others. Your mesmerized level must be equal or higher to the citizens' resistance. Okay, so the number that you see when you talk to him, it has like a hand over like a head.
Fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Can I do it anywhere over here? I say press A to embrace Clay Cox or B to release him. Alright, so I'm going to release him. I'm not interested in...
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
I'm going to try and play through as good as possible. I know I'll be neutered experience-wise.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
I don't know, I'll probably get away with it for a while. Who's this guy?
Whoa, I feel giddy.
Yeah, you're fine. Alright. It feels giddy. That means he's like, what, excited or whatever? And plus, I can drink rat. I kind of wish rats would give you experience, you know? Because, like, they're... And you're still drinking their blood, so... Why would I not get experience from them, you know? Alright, just doing it once around. There's a bunch of people outside. Sure, it's sanitary. Some glass vials. I did look up one thing online.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Okay,
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Okay, so something about Dr. Corcoran Tippets.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
His best. She said his. Well, she didn't say it. The subtitles did. Oh. Alright, so I need hints for her.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Okay.
Hurry now, Doctor. It's freezing.
I don't think I finished what I was saying earlier. I did look up one thing on the internet. Trying to figure out how I access my DLC that came with the pre-purchase of the game. I get it here somewhere, so looking forward to that. Alright, they've left here. I'm just sort of wandering around looking for... I'm sure these are dead ends going both directions. Almost positive. Well, maybe not. Nope. I can actually just go... Alright, let's go to Pembroke then. I don't want to get too off the beaten track. Oh, hey, here he is.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reid has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Okay, let's get to know him.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reid. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Okay, so that's the nurse
Any
we just
opinion
talked
about
to.
the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Seems like he was out of it, you know, when he's playing with
You're
vampires.
exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
So they
You
probably
don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
okay. So they probably have something going on. All right, and I have nothing
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
else to ask there. If I can talk to Brannigan again, because I think I unlocked a hint for her.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Let's see. Personal questions.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
I don't think that's
Goodbye, nurse.
what we're talking
Call
about
me
at
if
all.
you need assistance.
All right, then let's see. I want to check out because this is the guy that I spared. So I wonder if he has a part to play. Because why are these? Okay, so these two, when they're next to somebody, they're associated with the same like establishment, I suppose. So we have so they're both, you know, doctor, nurse. He's in charge here. So I guess they both work outside where I'm at currently, and he's by himself, and like these two are both at the tavern or the inn, whichever you want to call it. All right, we'll talk to her.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
All right.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Oh, let's repeat
If you could
this.
point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Okay.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
No. I kind of, didn't have any choice.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Okay.
Apologies,
Ow, sorry.
I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Okay.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Okay.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Not a lot else to say to her. Due to the influenza, this hospital can no longer take any patients. Hospital full, please go back home. Hence why they have, that's Corcoran Tippett. Don't need to talk to him anymore. This is be... Oh, I guess they're all inside the hospital. That makes sense. Why mingle around out here when you can, be inside? Some glass vials. Oh yeah, something else. I got a new weapon. I didn't show it. Yeah, the used bludgeon. I got that when I killed the boss. The what's it? What was he called? William Bishop. It was added to my inventory then. I was just doing my.
Dr. Swansea is right.
This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Hello.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Oh, okay. Well, we got something in common.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Okay, so you're cuckoo.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Okay.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Okay.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Okay, well that's interesting.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Okay, local investigations. New citizen investigation is available. Press. Okay, so that's probably when I'm looking into her enemies. Someone tells me it's probably her family that's coming to like check on her when she's, you know, outside. So citizen investigations are displayed here, categorized by districts. You can start a new citizen quest by tracking it with X, and then access your map, locate the area to explore. So how do I... Okay. So it's currently being tracked. Got it.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Neato, neato. And who's this guy? Can I talk to you?
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Okay.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
That's true. That's an entirely different experience for officers and enlisted.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Alright, another hint.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood.
Oh,
The
actually.
pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Alright, he is letting it go a little too far.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Alright, so I had...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Alright, so I unlocked another hint. Can I... have any hints for her? So it shows me the hints that I have unlocked. I don't know if I've actually unlocked anything else to like say. So this guy, he's fatigued. You can treat people every night while you're awake, and it will give you experience. You are a doctor after all, so it made it make sense.
It's locked, all right.
All right, let's talk to this guy, the guy that we saved
Good
from.
evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Okay.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reid. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Okay, I think it's a little different than her situation.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you shouldn't talk about people behind your back, because they'll find out.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Clay Cox is right outside.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Why are you called the Sad Saint? What do you do for a living? Yeah,
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks.
Oh,
and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
I wonder why I'm not reacting to that cross. I guess because he's not using it in an aggressive manner?
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Ow. Desk bump, sorry. Yeah, how do you feel?
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Alright, so there is a woman over here that I haven't talked to yet. Don't know if I can. I don't know that I can get to her. Okay. Oh, there's a thing back here. Do not cough in public. Prevent disease. Careless spitting, sneezing, coughing, spread influenza. Spread by droplets sprayed from the nose and throat. Do not cough in public. Or if you do, you know, cough into your arm or what have you. Don't be a butthead. So there's a woman in here.
I cannot enter.
I can't get to her. Alright. That's Thelma Howcroft. She's outside. Oh, there's a lot of people to talk to. Alright, shoot. I don't like skipping stuff. So this episode's going to be entirely getting to know
Good evening,
people at the
Doctor.
hospital.
I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Alright, so I know this is going to be a little slow, but an important mechanic in this game is the social circles and talking to people. So I apologize. It will be a slower episode. We're just gonna talk to everybody, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and grab my DLC stuff.
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
I don't think that's going to be the case.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Because as Jeff Goldblum once said, life will find a way.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Alright, learn a little something about Milton.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Okay. That's fine, because I'm trying to talk to everybody, so... Alright, I need hints for that.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I feel like I missed somebody out here. Right? Yeah, Milton. Loading. I may have broken it.
Good evening, sir.
There we go.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, you're the trader. Let's
I'd
see
like
what you
to
got.
see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
What you got? Milton's shotgun. 296 damage. The bullets from shotgun shells. Common handle part. Trigger part. Handle part. And it looks like just crafting materials, yeah. How much money? I have 66 shillings. I need 315 for that. I got nothing to sell. Yes, I do. I have small bottles. They're worth 1 shilling a piece. I'd probably be better just breaking them down. I'm gonna keep all this stuff. Oh crap. Still want to talk to you, big guy.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
If I can.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
He doesn't seem like he hates doctors that much. He's fairly nice to me, so.
Since you're on the front line, How is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Sounds like a vampiric outbreak.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
I can understand that.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Yeah, and all that stuff still happens. World's a sick place. Need hints for that stuff.
Goodbye, Milton.
Alright. Alright, we've already explored over here. I know where Milton hangs out now. Let's go inside and keep... I was trying to heal up, but I guess I can't right now. Because I have some unhealable health. He looks like a doctor. Hello, Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reid. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reid. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Knowledge is the main weapon against most things.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid.
He's definitely dead.
But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Okay, and see, I'm glad I'm talking to all these people, because I'm getting,
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go and head upstairs and grab my, Well, let's just do it once around real quick. So I can open up this trash can. Glad I came over here. It seems to be a lot to explore still. I don't know if I'm gonna do any of it off camera. Yeah, alright, same notice that was in the front of the hospital. Let's see. And that's the other doctor he was probably talking about, another doctor. Yeah, so that's Dorothy Crane. Already talked to. Unknown, that's Harvey Fiddick. That's probably Milton out there. No, that's Brannigan and Milton. Alright. Unknown. Alright, so these few I'll probably wait to talk to till the next episode, because I think it's been half an hour. Honestly, I haven't really been keeping track. Hello. Oh, I thought I saw loot over here. Sad to see that I was wrong. Yeah, loot's kind of all over the place, and they don't all sparkle. Alright, that's... What's your face? Alright, let's go upstairs, get my, my DLC stuff. Tell how much more there is to loot and find up here.
It's locked.
Most of it is locked. There's another floor. And I can't even try to open that door. Alright. Well, out of OCD, you gotta check the other side as well. My over-compulsiveness. Which is a large reason why I'm doing everything that I'm doing in the game. I have to. Alright, that's where Swansea's at. That's the locked door. Nice, so it's just this way to explore now? This is my office, right? Nope. Oh, I used hacksaw. And a note. Medical file for T. Elwood. Alright. Notes, this patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the use of the strongest of sedatives, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds, as if the flames are still burning under the skin, he says. Examinations of the cicatrized tissues show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could it be a case of persisting nerve damage? The patient never ceases to blame himself for his disfiguration. Could it be a case of guilt? Guilt of the survivor, otherwise known as survivor's guilt. Phantom pain manifesting as punishment for not dying with his comrades. I got a hint for him. This is my office? Nope, this is just a storage room.
I cannot enter. This must be the place. It's
it's my hideout.
definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own.
It's a very nice office.
At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
This looks like stuff I can grab. Dr. Swansea's message. Alright, I'm probably not going to read all this out loud, but I will read it in my head. Let's see. Okay, so I can exit through the window here. Oh, a PS. Ekin. Who's Econ? As long as you don't use this knowledge to take advantage of me. Well, do what I can, I guess. There it is, Dragonbane. That's the sword. And Barker, the pistol. What's going on here? Alright, I have no idea what just happened. Why do I have on a hat now? Does it have to do with the... Does it have to do with the DLC? Like, do I have to wear this now? Thanks to the, So is this the way to the fire escape? No. Alright, here's the workbench. Let's see what I can do. Recyclable. I'm gonna recycle all this stuff. Let's see, upgrade. So, what does this do? Oh, I have to analyze components. Analyze that. Light regeneration serum. Serum for sepsis, anemia, and for fatigue. I don't have any quinine, or sodium hypochlorite chlorite solution. Oh, let's see about upgrading this, I guess. Weapons upgrade. You can upgrade weapons to a new level with the required ingredients. It will inflict more damage, and you will also gain access to customization slots. So this increases the damage by 15. Enhanced damage increases blood absorption. Absorb blood points when the weapon hit. Ooh, that sounds neat. Alright, then let's see. Dragonbane. Oh, so you level up and you get one or the other. Enhanced handling, increased blood absorption. Enhanced handling, enhanced damage, enhanced handling. Well, let's upgrade to level 2. Increase the damage, and then I get to pick one of these. I'm just going to go with the enhanced damage. As long as I can stun them, I can get blood absorption. And right here, I mean handling or blood absorption. I don't have any more handle parts to upgrade that any further. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to equip currently.
Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation.
Article on econs. Okay, so this is, I think this is the woman, right? Again, not going to read it out loud, far too long. Let's do. Okay, so vampires prefer to be called Econ or Ekon. I have to hear it said because I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, so when I do like the black mist, like my dodges and everything, I'm just moving really fast and not actually teleporting like I thought I was doing. Oh, that's rough. So a vampire can actually break someone's mind if they try to resist too much. Well, if that's the case, then by me becoming a vampire right off the bat and not immediate, I mean, I guess I did kill my sister immediately. But everyone else, I mean, I have to have some sort of self-control, right? Not to be somewhat willfully strong. Strong willpower. That's crazy. A vampire would make a fantastic doctor, at least, you know, to diagnose people. He can sense their diseases.
Not what happened to me. I must keep on searching.
So what does this do? Does this change my outfit back? Because I don't want to wear a bowler hat. I know. Not very British of me, but I'm an American playing a Briton. A Briton. There we go. I think he looks better this way. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to call it here. I've spent most of the episode not doing anything, and I apologize, but it's a large mechanic in the game, you know, talking to everybody, socializing, all that, so I'm going to continue to do it in the next episode. So feel free to skip this episode or the next one if that's not what you're here for. But it is not a hack and slash game. It is a social interest game, I guess. Actually, I can probably level up real quick as well. I have over 1,300 points. Alright, so I have that unlocked. Can I level this up? I can, if that's what I want to do. But I also have hard biting unlocked. Carry 3 serums. Increase the number of bullets. Increase health. Increase the stamina. Blood capacity. Increase your blood absorption when using a bite in combat. You block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. So that reduces their defense. You create an invisible barrier absorbing direct damage until it fades or is destroyed. Cost none, recovery 30. Shadow Veil. Let's see. Drain your stamina to fade in the shadows and become invisible to most enemies. Moving in the state will drain more stamina. You will exit shadows if you attack or dodge when your stamina is empty. Spring, you perform a supernatural move to your target and cause damage upon landing. Rage, you lose control, let the beast take over for a short time. Oh, so it's like a teleporty ultimate. I guess, oh, they are ultimates, that's what it says. That makes sense. Okay, Shadow Vortex at your target's feet, coming to life. The shadows interrupt an enemy and the area inflicts tremendous damage. Okay. I don't know if I want to do Shadow Mist or if I want to increase my bite stuff. I can also increase this. Increase the healing that I do. I increase the damage that my biting does. It gets crazy damage. I assume, I mean, I don't know how much damage the bite does by itself. It doesn't actually say. I have plenty of points, so I probably get this and then something else. Maybe I get this so I get health regeneration when I'm biting people. That'd be better than having to use the heal. And that way I'm not using my blood resource for that. And then can I upgrade this? Will it cost 300? It costs 2,000. Alright, well then we're gonna do this. This will be my source of damage, I suppose. Oh nope, it costs 600. Well, let's get some heals. Alright, there we go. I'll be a biter. Oh, gotta confirm it. Alright, well we're going to call it here, and in the next episode we'll continue getting to know the staff and the patients at Pembroke Hospital.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals.
And we're now in chapter 2.
But what about my thirst?
A new mission. Alright, well we're going to continue this in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you there.